to another episode of Private Parts with me, Liv Bentley. This is the podcast where nothing is off limits. Make sure you subscribe and follow us wherever you get your podcasts, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, also where you can watch every glorious episode. Head over to @PrivatePodcast. Today I have a very special guest joining me on the sofa. It's the Love Island legend, plus one of the original members of Blazing Squad. It's Marcel Somerville. Can I just say, this is not to be insulting, what the fuck is Blazing Squad? And I know I should know this, but I don't.
I'm going to tell you now, Blazing Squad, we were the innovators of pop hip-hop in the UK.
The OGs.
The OGs. So obviously we grew up listening to like Soul Soda Crew doing garage music, and then we crossed over from garage into like the mainstream back in 2003. And literally our first single went to #1. Had 7 top 10 singles.
Wait, how old were you when this was happening? In 2003, I was like 9.
Every day, so every week it was.
But I think I was like 9.
SMTV, it was SMTV like one week, and then it'd be like the Saturday show the next week, and we were just basically back and forth because we were so popular with the kids.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wait, how old are you then, sorry?
I was 16 when we released Crossroads, but we got signed when I was 15 years old.
And then how long did that actually go on for?
So as a 10, we went from 15 to 22. And then 22, everyone kind of like started disbanding and going and doing their different things. Kenzie went and done Big Brother.
22 members?
No, there was 10 members. No, there was like 20 something members of the Soul Soda Crew, and we wanted to be like them. So we was like 10's enough. That's a football team.
Yeah.
So and we all went to school together. So there was 10 of us in the playground. Was like, let's go make a song. Went to the studio, made our first song, Standard Flow, and then the producers were like, "Oh, we're gonna send it off to a few labels." We were like, "All right, cool."
Yeah.
Initially we made it just because we used to go and DJ at the girls in our class and the girls in our schools' birthday parties.
Yeah.
So like 14-year-old birthday parties, 15-year-old birthday parties, we'd be there like DJing, MCing, and all that kind of stuff. And then
that's actually fucking jokes.
Yeah, it's crazy. So then we made the songs just so we could go there and like be like, oh, like we're gonna do our song now to get the girls gassed. Do you know what I mean? So, it's like, so then we made the song, and then the producer sent it out, and then they were like, do you want to make a few more songs? We were like, all right, cool. So they made a demo for us, and then it got sent out. So we had Atlantic, so East West at the time, but it's at Atlantic Records now, and I think it was Virgin when they had a record label. They wanted to sign us. And we went with East West because Oxide Neutrino were signed to.
Were you like really surprised by this? Did you guys kind of start it as like not a joke, but it was sort of like, will this ever go anywhere?
We didn't think it was going anywhere. We thought it was staying well within the means of Himes Park School. We thought we was going to be school famous, and that's all we wanted. That's all we wanted from it. So then we got signed to East West, and literally like. So initially we was going to be dropping our first song, Standard Flow, which was the first ever song we recorded. Then garage went out the window because there was a lot of like problems with the clubs and all that kind of stuff. And then the label were like, all right, cool, we're going to transition you over into like hip hop pop. Do you want to do a cover of Crossroads? So it was like, oh, not really. Like I don't really want to do that because I actually liked the original song. So I was like, I don't really want to do that. And then they were like, trust me, it's going to work. So then we did the song. And literally, I think we got our GCSE results the same week we got our #1.
That's fucking mental.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
It's a proper bonkers story.
And so how long did this go on for?
So I'm still in the squad now, but it's like.
Does it still exist?
Yeah, of course. Like when
are you releasing your next tune?
We go no. So musically, like everyone does their music bits like kind of like separately now.
Yeah.
But I still go out and do like shows and tours with the boys. So I think we got a tour at the end of this year coming up.
Oh my God, that's sick.
Yeah, I think it's like 14 days at in November and December. But
and you all still speak to each other?
Yeah, like literally like we all went to school together. We was all in the same classes. So we go from geography. Like me and Kenzie would be in geography. Be like, right, cool. We going around Thompson to go and practice this, blah blah blah. So we'd actually go and like just it was our proper passion in it. So from doing it, we was signed and working from 15 to 22. Then 22, everyone went off and done their own things, but we still get booked to do like gigs here, gigs there. And then when I done Love Island the first time, it reignited the whole thing because there was the whole thing of I used to be in the Blazing Squad. became like a big like tagline for the show.
Yeah.
And then from that, it like just rejuvenated everything. So like that's why we're out touring and all that stuff again now. So
That's actually fucking amazing when you think about it, because you don't hear of groups that actually not only last as friends but actually still have a career from it.
yeah, it's crazy. It's insane.
So in the betweening of sort of going your separate ways, what were you doing between that and then Love Island?
So when the band fully split up, like I went off and I was doing some TV stuff. So I done like the games on Channel 4. I was doing like Weakest Link and all of those kind of things.
Oh wait, so you've always wanted to be on TV, basically? Let's get to the crux of it.
No. So to be fair, when you come out of like being in a band like that, you always get the offers to do certain things like that, innit? So it's like, so I was like, why not? Obviously it's money. I'm not gonna turn it down. I've got a mortgage to pay. So when I done that, and then after that, then I went and started working for a music royalties and publishing company for like 10 years, like just basically because I wanted to still be involved in it, but because like I think at the stage when we first split up, like none of us really knew what direction we should really be going in, like what was the next step for us. So I was always into music, so I was like, all right, cool, let me go in and learn the other side of things. So I've done that for 10 years and I was doing it. So within that 10 years we were still going doing shows here and there. So I was doing my 9 to 5, doing a touring with the boys, and then literally 10 years went by like that. And it wasn't until it was 2016 when Love Island first approached me to do season 2.
Yeah.
But they wanted me to go in as a bombshell for the last 2 weeks of the show. And I was like, I'd been watching the show and I was like, don't really know if it's really, if I really want to go in and be like someone that's going to go in there and be trying to steal people's girlfriends. But it's not really my personality. Like I'm quite like a chilled, like, I can talk to girls, but it's like I don't want to come across as being like this
the knob.
that everyone's gonna the knob. Exactly.
Sorry.
I don't want to be a knob. Do you know what I mean? So I had the whole conversation with the producers and all that kind of stuff, and then I was like, the last thing I said to them was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be the right fit to go in as a bombshell, and they was like, all right, cool. And then I didn't hear anything back. So then I was back in work. But at the company I was working for, they were merging with another company, so they was going to be letting a lot of people go. Right. So then I was like,
"Fuck, I'll be that bombshell."
They was no. They literally went to me like, so the company's going to be moving to Leicester. Yeah. So you can move to Leicester with the company, or you can get made redundant. And I was like, I'm not selling my house and moving to Leicester. Like, nothing against Leicester, but I don't want to live in Leicester. Do you know what I mean? So then, so I was going through redundancy, and then I got the call again. There was like, Marcel, you want to come in and have another chat with the producer? I was like, yeah, let's do this. So then I went through, had all the chats.
And was that for season 3 or for the bombshell?
For season 3.
That was for season 3.
So the bombshell one had gone.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until January of the following year that I got the call from the producers, and they wanted me to come back in. So I was like, all right, this is lining up. So then went through like so I think I got sped through it because was it because of the Blazing Squad that you kind of had an advantage? Yeah, 100%, because they came to me through my agent, because obviously I still had an agent because we were still going out and doing shows and all that kind of stuff. So they approached my agent and said, "Oh, like, do you have anyone that would probably fit the thing?" And they was like, "You got Marcel, he's the single one from the squad." So I was like, luckily I was in good shape and I was looking good. So I was
going to ask about that. Like, what sort of training does one put there? Because I mean, everyone looks phenomenal, but what did it like? Did you actually train before going in?
I didn't train specifically for Love Island.
Yeah.
I just used to like just keep myself fit
anyway,
and in shape anyway. And then, but like, to be fair, like doing that show, you do automatically have the thing in your head like, geez, like everyone's gonna be looking.
You're in your like swim stuff every day.
But yeah, so like then I think so I got the call in January, and then by March I knew that they gave me the call and said, we want you to go in and be one of the original cast, and I was like, finally, all right, sick, all right, cool.
Thank God I didn't go to Leicester.
This was good. So yeah, so that.
And did you tell it before when you went in? Who knew that you were going on it?
So my mum knew that I was going on it, because I talked to my mum about everything. My mum's like she's like my personal therapist.
Yeah.
And then my mum and 2 of my best friends knew that I was going on.
And that was it?
Yeah, and that was it. I tried to keep it as harsh as
because do they tell you not to tell people, one assumes?
Yeah, because they don't want you leaking out.
Right.
Because you know, like at the start of Love Island, there's always like, oh, this person's going on and this person's going on. And then people start selling stories on those people before they go into the show.
When you came out, was there any shocking stories that came out?
No.
Were you surprised? You sound surprised.
Enough. No. So to be fair, like I think going on to the show, I was like, it wasn't even in my mind that anyone would be trying to sell stories. But like when I came out, no one had sold any stories on me, and I was like, that's because there's nothing to really sell on me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a clean-hearted guy. So then when but there was but the other people that were on the show, there was sex tapes being leaked, there was all these other things being leaked, and I was like, it's crazy. It's like it's literally crazy how putting yourself back into me putting myself back into that, but people putting themselves out there, that people would do.
They're just targets. You ultimately just target yourself.
Yeah.
It's really quite. Were you quite like? What was the reaction when you first came out? Were you quite shocked, or like, did you get a lot of love, a lot of hate?
I was really loved when I came off the show. I think the character that I had on the show which is obviously my character. It really shone through, and I think a lot of people really the
authenticity.
Really took to it.
Do you, from your series, knowing them now, do you think anyone was putting on an act?
To be fair, I'm friends with a few people that I would say maybe were playing up a little bit more than they would normally, but at the same time, they get put onto the show to do a certain job, innit? Like, so if they've been showing that character to the producer and all that kind of stuff, they're gonna maintain that character, even though sometimes when they're not in front of a camera or whatever it is, they're very different.
There's some people I know. I know a lot of people who switch it on pretty fucking sharpish.
Yeah, literally. I feel like the first time around doing it, there was a lot of people that were. I feel like everyone was a lot more natural. Everyone was super natural. But then doing All Stars, I feel like... So
wait, All Stars was when? Last year?
All Stars was last year.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it's because my era of Love Island was the first raw... When they were still kind of learning their things. I think there was a lot of people that had been on the show on the later seasons that I was seeing... I'd be chilling there, then nothing was going on. And then all of a sudden it's boom, something crazy is going on. I'm like... Where does that come from? How is that even a situation? But then you start realising that people are doing it just because they know that it's going to...
Do you think that comes from the cast members or the producers have encouraged? Do you think from the 2 different seasons that you did, things were slightly amped up from the production side of it, or it was very much the people on it?
I would definitely say that from both sides, I feel like there were a lot of characters that were on there that were very they were down to do the dirty work. Do you know what I mean? They were down to get their hands dirty in order to get to keep the show kind of moving. But I think the producers obviously knew the people that were going to do those kind of things. Because I think with me being on there, I'm super chill in it. I'm super laid back. So when they were asking me to do certain things, I'd be like,
fuck off.
Do you know what? I don't know. It's not really that's not really going to come across as me. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to handle this. I'll handle the situation but I'm going to handle it how I would handle it. I'm not going to go out there and be all guns blazing, because I don't get angry. Do you know what I mean? I don't get mad like that. So I was like, I'm gonna just do this how I'm gonna do this, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why not involved, because I was involved in a lot of things, but it's you're not as
main story.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You don't really everyone watches Love Island in the first few weeks for drama, because they know that there's gonna be blow-ups. Even like on the first day when I went in there, it was definitely set up for me, because
and this is the All Stars one.
All Stars. Because obviously me and my ex Gabby, we had a
should we quickly touch on this? You got with Gabby. You were first with Olivia Atwood, right?
I was the first week.
First week. We don't need to go through every single week. But who did you? But you left with Gabby. Did you guys? Who won that series?
No, we came fourth. Kem and Amber won the series.
That was it. Yeah. That was it. And then how long did you and Gabby stay together after that?
We was together for, I think, about 8 months.
Oh, so actually quite a while.
Yeah, but it was 8 months. But it was when we came off the show, things kind of changed a lot, because when you're on the show, you're in a bubble and and it's very much just you two together and you're doing whatever it is. Then when the outside world gets involved into it,
oh my god, DMs, Instagram, the fucking work.
It just kind of like the dynamic of it kind of changed. So we was together, but it was we weren't how we was when we was on the show. Do you know what I mean? We was going to events and doing certain things together, but it wasn't the same.
Did you find, and this is probably a weird thing to say, because I noticed it sometimes from relationships I had when I was on Chelsea, it's not competition, but there is almost slight competitiveness with your partner, because when you both are offered certain things, did you ever feel this with Gabby, that you guys were offered, one of you was offered more jobs, or it was ever there was that element of slight competition with each other of who was not doing better. But does that sort of make sense?
I totally get what you're saying, because I do feel like when I first came out, like my agents, like, because they're like a live agent, they had me booked to do DJ sets and like PAs. I had like 135 PAs in one.
God,
in
PAs,
1 year, so,
by the way, what a time to be alive. I did one PA in my life, and can I just say it was the worst night of my life. I had posters of me stuck to the ground. No one showed up. Really? I said that, and the guy was like, "We borderline can't pay you." I was like, "Oh, fuck off."
I don't think the Islanders do PAs anymore. I think some of them might, but they're not as big a thing as they was.
I think it's because anyone who goes on a PA, as in the celeb, tends to cheat. So I think it's a recipe for disaster. Well, that's my experience with the people I know.
Yeah, and that's
also
that's
true.
also another thing.
We're also too old for clubs now.
Oh mate, way too old for club. But like when I came out, I was super busy. But then obviously she became more busy because she got into like the fashion and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we was that kind of like doing our own things.
Were you living together?
No, but I think things kind of like things were starting to fizzle out.
Yeah.
But we were kind of like staying in them because we did have a lot of like
stuff
jobs
together.
and stuff still to do together.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's what. Did you guys, not that people put pressure on you, but was there almost pressure for you to stay together?
Yeah, I think that was definitely, that was 100% part of the thing, because everyone like, oh, you lot should have won this, that, the other, blah blah. And we was like, yeah, it's like maybe we should have, but I think as the time went on, obviously, like I think coming out of that show, some couples will stay together. It's like Jamie and Camilla. They've stayed together. They've got 3 kids. They got 3 kids, beautiful kids, and like they're like a proper solid couple. Like Alex and Olivia, they're like a amazing couple. But I think sometimes when you come out of that show, it's like in the show you can like there can be that connection, but when you come off the show, it can kind of like feel like it's not as strong, and then but you can kind of like stay in it, and sometimes you can stay in it for too long because you're thinking, oh, the public, when you post something of the two of you together, the public love you. Do you know what I mean? So it's like what like. But it also pressure.
When you're put in a situation, and I can only relate this, during COVID for Chelsea, we all had to live in houses with each other, and we weren't allowed to leave. And I ended up getting into a relationship off the back of that. I look back now thinking, in real life, well, not in real life, if we weren't in that house together, would we have ended up in a relationship? Perhaps not.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it does give you like a false sense of what you really think, and then when you're suddenly back in real life, you're like, actually, hang on a minute, this is probably not right for me.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the case. That's 100% the case with what was going on with me and Gabs, and then obviously you like things weren't in their strongest place when we went, and then everything that happened.
What did happen?
I messed up. I fully messed up. And I've taken accountability for it. And I know I shouldn't have done what I did. But it's one of those things when sometimes you stay in things for too long, the connection that you've got isn't what it was. You do just like you're kind of just going through the motions of things, you know what I'm saying?
I think some people, like generally, and this is from like my own experience as well, sometimes when you're in a relationship and you know it's not right, why is it so hard to make that decision to actually just end it? Because it is fucking hard. That's
a really good question, because you do find that some people don't want want to fail, and then at the same time they don't want to make a mistake of saying, oh, we didn't try hard enough, we didn't go we didn't try and fix it. But sometimes you kind of know to yourself, like, this, like, I'm not meant to be in this, but then then you
sort of self-sabotage the whole thing.
Yeah, you kind of like think, but if the other person does want to be in it, are you going to be hurting them? But I think some people are just scared of hurting other people.
Yeah.
Then, but by being scared of hurting other people, you end up hurting them even more than, like, in a different way. Do you know what I mean? Which is, it's a catch-22, isn't it?
It's hard. It is hard, and then throw that into the public eye, and it's like you've just got scrutiny on every angle.
Because the maddest thing is, like, obviously, I like when I came to her, I was super loved.
Yeah.
Like, I was like the most loved person.
One fuck up and you're now you're.
Like, the Prime Minister called me a national treasure. Like, it was that.
He was an icon down to it.
It was that. I was on 1 million followers. It was crazy. And then literally like it all came out, and then it was like dropped down to 800, and I was like, oh my God, 200,000 people hate me.
There go the paychecks.
And then,
but just out of curiosity, what happened? You just cheated on a night out?
No, like so yeah, like, do you know, to be fair, I don't really want to get into it, but like
you don't have to.
It was just a serious faux pas.
But were you caught out, or you had admitted?
No, so basically, the person that it happened with reached out to her and was like, this happened, and then I was like, this is like set up. But yeah, it was
Okay, in those situations, just on this quickly,
Yeah.
what would if someone has done that? What I actually think they should do is that girl should have said to you, "You need to tell Gabby, otherwise I will," rather than
Yes, but she was just it was just
orchestrated in the way that she did it to fuck you.
Yeah, 100%.
It's fucking savage out there. But the thing is, though, like if you hadn't been on Love Island and that was day-to-day life, that wouldn't have happened. Like, yeah, if you had cheated, and which I don't condone cheating at all, but I just think if it wouldn't have been brutal the way that happened.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly that. But it's like because it literally just it was all out in the newspapers and all of this stuff. It's because
it was so big back then.
Yeah, literally, it was massive. It was a massive storyline.
What was the conversation like that you had with Gabby?
Do you know, to be fair, like I just held my hand and said like obviously like I know I've messed up. I know I've done something terrible, but it was like the first one was there was friction, and then literally like I think it was like two or something weeks later we was like I went to so my friend's got a club in my friend owns the Blazin house in Shoreditch.
Okay.
So I went in there like I'd taken Gabby there before, and I went in there and Gabby was in there, and I was like, what are you doing? I was like, what are you doing in there? Like I was like, this is strange. So then I was like, do you want to go and have a conversation? She was like, yeah, cool. Went upstairs. We was having a chat. We spoke about everything. We both had the conversation of yeah, we like I know things we were arguing all the time. It wasn't we weren't
working.
You know what I mean? We weren't working. We knew we weren't working. There was like I think there was like a couple of weeks beforehand when we actually did split up, and then we like was like, oh no, let's try and make it work out. And then we had that conversation and we kind of hugged it out and everything was cool. And I hadn't seen her until walking back into All Stars, and then it all blew up again. And I was like, where's it blowing up from? Like, because I swear we actually squashed actually squashed it, but I feel like it was just the whole thing of cameras on and the TV's on and it's like obviously
so it's
like
probably being back in the same
walking
place
back into the
thought,
villa. It's like where we was. And I was like, this is I was like, why is this happening? Because it was like I walked in, I was all smiling and happy. Walked into like it was like just like
oh no, don't.
I was against the wall, just getting sharp. But then it was like this is like I was like, how is this? How it's starting? Because I was thinking to myself, I thought obviously we hadn't seen each other for years, and we hadn't seen each other for years. She had two relationships since me. I'd had my relationship, I had my little boy and all kinds of stuff. I thought we'd moved on from it, but then I think it just maybe like the environment
amped everything back up again.
All back up, and then all the girls are nah. Like, whatever.
How is it with Gabby now? Do you ever speak, or is it?
No, we're cool. So obviously when I came out of All Stars, we was at a premiere, and like I saw her. I was like, guys, what's going on? So we're hugging and all that kind of stuff. Took a picture with like so me and her. So there was a woman. She was like, "Can I get a picture of you guys?" So I'm standing on one side, Gabby standing on the other side.
No,
it's like
Daily Mail. They're back together.
You know what I mean? It's like a weird thing, but like we're actually cool. Like obviously I messaged her on her birthday and all. She messaged me. It's
amicable now.
Yeah, there's no drama there, and I think the best thing to come out of All Stars for me was me and her like having another kind of like moment where we could just talk. Hug it out because like literally like I think there was a point when we had our conversation. I gave her a hug. She was like, "Why are you hugging me like your nan?" I was like, I mean, like
that's actually really nice. What was your response when you came out of All Stars? What was the feedback that time around?
Everyone was happy.
Yeah.
To see me and Gabby like have that kind of moment, because like when like if you're talking about producers like setting things up, it's like obviously the first day when I walked in there, it was like the first thing that they done was, who's a red flag? Yeah. And like literally so that's the guy that cheated on Gabby, blah, blah, blah. So I walked in there and I'm like, all right, give me the red flags, guys. You know what I mean? Like, but I think they done it to kind of like get it to like kill the elephant in the room. Do you know what I mean? It's like, all right, cool. This is a situation. Let's get out in the open so we haven't got to talk about it.
Did you know she was going to be in there? Did you? No, you had no idea.
When I walked in, I was like, oh my God, there's Gabby. And then I was like, and then I saw her get upset, and I was like, why is she getting upset for? I was like, oh my days. So I'm walking over to the thing. I'm like, hey guys, Mars is back. It's like, yeah. It's like, it was awkward. But then obviously as the week's gone on, like everyone, so obviously like a few of the girls were like, oh, I can't believe it, blah blah blah. But then literally like the girls that were doing it at the start, they were like my best friends by the time
end
I
of
was
it.
leaving the villa. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's always the same.
Did you have any like real struggles with like mental health stuff?
On my season, me, Mike, Johnny, and Sam Gallen were like proper, like we were proper like close in there. And obviously like when we came out, like me and Mike done like some PAs and stuff like that together. We done a few campaigns together. And like we were like proper close because he was from Edmonton and I was born in Tottenham but I lived in Chinkfield, so we got like mutual friends and all that kind of stuff. So we'd always be out like see each other and all that kind of stuff. So then when that did happen, it was like it was like it hit us, but like a proper hit us.
Was it a real shock? Like, did you see any warning signs, or did he ever say anything?
The maddest thing about it, I literally spoke to Mike about like a week before it all happened. He was opening a restaurant in Loughton. It was called The Skillet. He was opening that. Like he was like, Marsh, you got to come down for the thing. I was like, yeah, bro, I'll be there. Blah blah. And then literally when it happened, I was shooting a video, and like my friend Cara messaged me, was like, Mars, have you heard about Mike? I was like, what are you talking about? And then she was like, yeah, like Mike, he's thing. And I was like, no way. So then I'm calling Johnny, I'm calling everyone, find out what's happened. And it's all been revealed. And I was like obviously, like I know from dealing with that show, because I know Mike in himself, he came out, he had like massive breakups. There was paper stories written about him, like
because he had so much attention. Yeah,
and it was like all the stories coming out and like consistently being called Muggy Mike and all of that kind of stuff. Like headlines, it's like all of that kind of stuff can kind of like it will get to you, especially like when you haven't experienced it before. Like obviously.
I suppose actually you did have some experience of it, didn't you? So you weren't going in blind, really.
Being in the squad when I was 15, 16. Through like obviously like back in those days there weren't social media, there weren't none of that stuff, so I was dealing with people who were like calling my phone going, I'm gonna kill ya and blah blah. It's like all right mate, sweet, cool. But it's like dealing with that and like having to kind of like experience that at such a young age. I done Love Island the first time when I was 31, and
you see it,
literally like I was on there and I was obviously like I was Dr. Mar, so I was the one that everyone was going to like to get advice. When everyone came off the show, I was still kind of like being that kind of person for certain people, innit? But yeah, when I heard about the mic, I was like, this is crazy. So I started talking about it more because I was like, it's like there's a lot of things that happen after the show that kind of like you do need a bit of like help and a bit.
Do you get aftercare? Like, was therapy or anything offered?
So when I first done the show, you'd have a chat prior to the show, then you have like two chats after, one straight after the show when you're about to go and do the after it all show, after sun, whatever it's called, like as the finalists, and then you'd have another call like 2 weeks later, and then from that I started speaking out about there needed to be more aftercare. So I actually went to the House of Commons, like me and Ivana went to the House of Commons and actually spoke about the need for aftercare and how how diversity in the show needs to be kind of like done better in a way. Do you know what I mean? Because there was a lot of things that I was dealing with coming off the show that a lot of other people weren't dealing with. Do you know what I mean? So
in terms of racial things? Racial
thing. There was racial abuse. Even doing the show, you like people wouldn't notice it because of how the show's edited or whatever it is, but like. When I first went onto the show, the black contestants on the show it was a lot harder for them to kind of like fit into the show, because I was the first fully black person to ever be on Love Island. Following year they had Samira on and then I think they might have had another couple people going to the show that year, but like on my year I was the only full black person on the show. There was
just out of curiosity, why do you think that is?
Back then, the diversity on the diversity on all the shows, it wasn't as diverse. You know what I mean? Like, I think they used to put a lot of mixed race people on and be like, oh, like that's the black person on the show, but there wasn't no representation for actually like dark skinned people on those kind of shows. So I think obviously me doing it, the following years they were like, oh, like we need to we need to do it more. So then like, I think that's why they picked me and one day to go down and actually have a conversation with them about it, because we were like some of the first people to actually go on and actually like be that face for Love Island.
Because wait, when you were on it, was Instagram big then, or was it more Twitter?
Instagram was in its ascendance.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So obviously we was coming off doing loads of campaigns and all that kind of stuff. There was definitely trolls. There was definitely trolls. So like, I think Gabby used to get a lot of like racial abuse. Oh, like because obviously she was with a black guy, like she'd be getting it, like I'd be getting it. It was a.
Do you think much has changed since then now in terms of what people actually say on social media in regards to that kind of thing?
I feel like you're still gonna get those accounts that don't have any pictures and they're saying all of the kind of things, putting up the different emojis that they wanna kind of trigger people with.
Yeah.
And then, but I think since it's 10 years, you know what I mean? It's basically 10 years. So I think since the first time coming out of the island to like now, I think there's a lot more. I feel like it's less visible. I feel like back then it was very much visible. But I think Instagram and all that, they've done limited comments and they can block keywords and all that kind of stuff. So I think you can kind of protect yourself from seeing those things more now than you could back then, because back then you just have to like you just see.
And you say whatever the fuck you want. I mean?
Exactly.
Bloody hell! It is really savage. Like I don't think I'd have the mental capacity to do it. Like, I think the difference with Chelsea is that, and I was just saying this earlier, is that ours is such a slow burner and like you kind of take it as it comes. It's not like you're suddenly thrown out there and it's like everything. But with your like post all of that, do you have therapy?
So
Oh, don't worry, I laugh at that.
No. So to be fair, I like when I done All Stars, they give you 6 weeks of therapy, because obviously like they realise that after the show is the most important time. Do you know what I mean? To kind of like make sure that everyone's okay and everyone's doing all right, because obviously like I think one of my key points when I went to the House of Commons was that it's not necessarily the moment you first come off the show.
It's when it almost wears off.
Yeah, it's literally like 6 months or six to 12 months down the line where you should be checking in to see if everyone's
I know, because you hear all these stories and that it is really sad. Like, who's the guy recently had to go back to rehab who couldn't even afford it? Jack.
Oh, Jack Fincham.
Jack Fincham. I read, because I read that and I was like, God, one forgets that actually you're suddenly, it's, not that I mean reality stars and sportsmen are very different people, but when you're suddenly up there and you have everything and then you suddenly lose it, one's like brain and sort of resilience and capacity like that, it's hell. Like you must have, I think one goes through such like an identity crisis as well, especially when you have all the money, the jobs are rolling in. The second you're not on that TV, it goes. And I don't think people quite appreciate that actually. Yeah. And also it's fucking competitive. It's not easy to maintain that sort of level of fame or whatever one has when you leave those shows, because it is so competitive. And then it's like Molly May or like Olivia Atwood, like it doesn't happen for everyone.
It does. That's the thing. And the thing with Love Island as well, it's like when you do the show, every 6 months there's a new set of people that are like
coming in behind you.
They're the Love Island. So luckily for me, I've got the Blazin Squad thing behind me, because that's like a USP for me. But with other people doing the show, you get put into the Love Island box, innit? So basically, TV shows, they're only going to pick one person from Love Island. They're only going to pick a thing. But because there's been how many seasons of it, there's so many people for them to pick that it may turn into just the same person getting picked
every
each
single time,
because they're the person that is currently the
one
that
it?
Fits it. Do you watch Love
Island?
I haven't. So I've watched one episode of this season.
But it's just interesting. Like, did you watch your season back?
Do you know what? I haven't watched my full season back, either of them. Because I remember watching the first. So I started watching when I was doing All Stars. I started watching my first season back. Yeah. And I remember watching it, and I was like the first 2 weeks, I'm like the comic relief. I'm the comic relief of the show, and then it wasn't until like the second week that I started fully kind of like shining through, and everyone was like, oh, like I started realizing why everyone was like so thing on me. But yeah, like I haven't seen the final of. I haven't seen the final of it or the last few weeks of it. But it's something that I may go back to when I'm old and
revisit it.
You know what I mean?
I
Revisit
don't think
it.
I could sit and watch Made in Chelsea. The sound of, I can't even listen to this fucking podcast because I hate the sound of my voice. Like, honestly, I find it traumatizing. You have an adorable little son called Roman.
Yeah.
Would you, if he said he wanted to, would you ever encourage or would you discourage him from doing something like Love Island?
Do you know, like, to be fair, like with my son, I'm 100%. I'm supportive of anything he wants to do, anything he wants to get into. Obviously, doing a show, like me having my history on it, I could be like, no, you can't do that, like, because I've done it. Do you know what I mean? But I'd be very cautious about what kind of show it is and what the format of it is. I'd tell him to do a lot of research into it because obviously, like, some people just want to be famous. They just want to be out there and they'll just do anything for it. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of shows that are just like, this is really a thing, but people are doing them. Do you know what I mean? It's like, all right, cool. But it's like, I think, me personally, I feel like he's probably going to be more into like music and more into that kind of thing because that's what he's into now. He likes making it, like, he's got games where he like makes music and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, that's what you're getting from me, and like, so I'm like, I will encourage that 100%. We got a studio at the house. I'll encourage that 100%. But it's like, if he did want to do something like that, I'd be like, think about it, make sure it's what you want to do the research on it. I'll do my research on it. Like I'll go and speak to the producer.
I'll fucking produce it.
I mean,
actually.
exactly. So I'd never discourage him from doing things that he wants to do, just because that's my mum never discouraged me. Like when I said, I'm gonna do Love Island, my sister was like, Marcel, I don't think you should do that. Like, you're probably gonna come across badly, blah blah blah. And I was like,
rude.
I was like. Is that how it is? Like, I feel like I'm like quite a nice person. Like, what are you talking about? So then, like, doing the show, she was like, do you know what? Like, I'll take it back. Like, you like, you know what I mean? You like you done your thing. So I think as long as you've got the right personality for it, if I know that Roman's he's gonna be a lovely gentleman and all that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't have any qualms about him. But like, if he did have a bad anger or whatever it is, I'd be like, son, maybe like think about it a little bit, because I don't want him to be out there and then be getting like a bad name.
Because then I think also once you're sort of labelled, and I think that's why, unfortunately, with Mike, he was labelled as Muggy Mike, and that I don't think it, like, up until what happened.
That literally weren't him. He was literally such a fun, like, bubbly person. Like, but it's like, it came from so basically him. So obviously Mike came in, bombshell, dark hair, blue eyes, like all the girls like, oh my god, it's Mike. Liv was like, oh my god, and then Liv was with Chris. And then, like, obviously, like there was like a bit of a triangle, and then Chris called him Muggy Mike during an argument, and then it stuck.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because there was a lot of, because then obviously Caroline Flack.
Yeah.
And it's really hard because I think a lot of people blame those shows, like, will blame Love Island for not having the right aftercare. Do you think that's the case, or do you think it actually is because certain people do just struggle and weren't getting the help that they needed? Like, would you say shows like Love Island should ever be cancelled if it was to happen again? Or do you think it's just because there are certain people that get trolled in certain ways, and it's more the press?
Yeah. There's stuff that the press and the people that are putting out all of these stories about you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, innit? Like, you could be going through the worst things in the world, but they're oblivious to it because all they've got is what they know. So what they know is, oh, like, this has happened and that's happened. So they're putting the stories out about that. But then you could be dealing with like financial things or people passing your family or those kind of things. And that's already playing enough of an issue in your life. So then when you're dealing with that stuff, and then you've got stories coming out, people selling stories about you, getting trolled on things because of these stories that are coming out, like, it just adds pressure to your life. Everyone, like, every human, like, it doesn't, me, you, everyone, we all have things that are going on in our lives that we're not talking necessarily talking to everyone about, but we're dealing with them and we're trying to get through the situations. But when you're in the public eye and people want to hear about what's going on in your life and people want to know the tea about what's going on in your life, sometimes the people that are putting out those stories about you are oblivious to
everything else.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, even me, like, I went through like a massive breakup, like found out my wife was cheating on me, and I've got a little boy. I'm thinking about all of this different stuff, and then it's just literally like the shade bar, the press, everyone's selling stories and writing stories about my life, and I'm the one who's literally living through it. and I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'm just having to like not go on Instagram because everyone's talking about me. So it's like dealing with that stuff while you're trying to get through this real life stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard,
And
innit?
it's
Do you know what
relentless.
I mean?
I think sometimes with the press, if they jump on one thing, it's not just one story, it's a million
Oh,
stories.
it's a million
And
stories.
it's every different angle. And it's like, God,
Literally.
for that person to be able to like, you're going to just take a breath with it all. On all of that. So you got married,
Yeah.
had a baby,
Yep.
and she then cheated on you.
Yep. So yeah, it was
I'm really sorry.
yeah, it was a hard time. Like to be fair, like that's what happened. I'm not really going to go into too much
No, you
depth.
don't need to.
She's still the mother of my son in it, so I don't really want to like talk too much about it. But it's been obviously, like, you know what they say, like everything happens for a reason. If I didn't find out about it and I was still going down the road and it had happened and I was oblivious to it, I feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But because it's obviously been done, it's out in the open, like moved on from it. Like me and my son are good. Like I've came to a point of forgiveness for her. Like obviously I'm never gonna forget it. Do you know what I mean? It's not gonna be like a situation where I'm like, oh,
And I hate when people say forgive and forget. One just doesn't.
It's like I've just I made the choice to put my son's well-being before anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, so like my son's happy, like we're good. She's obviously living her life, doing what she's doing. Things have, I mean, like there's been a lot of mess to the situation, but for me, I'm happy that I'm out of that situation because, do you know what I mean, like it obviously wasn't the right person for me, but I'm in a space now where I've dealt with it, I've come through it, become more resilient to it, my eyes have been a bit more open to the fact that you can think someone's the right person, but they might not necessarily be the right person. And I think that's you know, I mean, it ties back to everything that happened previously. So it's like, it's just life, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you just gotta like experience hard things to put yourself on the right path
for the good things.
Exactly.
Do you think you've got like your view on dating now? Has it sort of changed? Do you feel slightly more cynical about dating?
I literally feel like me now, obviously, like when I met my ex, I was like, it was like whirlwind and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, yeah, this is great. Like I'm just ready for love and all that stuff. But I think now I'm very much like, if I see red flags early, I'm like, I'm not sticking around.
See, the thing is, this is the thing. The red flags for me are just more like, come hither. What is a red flag? But the thing is, though, does anyone know what a red flag even fucking is anymore? Because everything, if it's not a red flag, it's an ick, if I'm honest.
No, to be fair, me saying red flags, that's just using today's terminology for things. I just can't deal with narcissists.
I know, but do you think the problem is, because of doing a show like Love Island, not that you're a narcissist in the slightest, but I mean, one surrounds themselves with people in that there's an element of narcissism in reality TV, essentially.
100%.
And so when you surround yourself with people like that, do you suddenly feel like, not that that's what one attracts, but I don't know. I feel like.
But this is my thing. I can't date people from reality TV. I can't do it. I literally like mentally, like it's like I'll go to all these parties and I'm like, oh, that's that person. No, I can't, like, because for me, I'm just like, I can't have my relationship feel like it's more reality TV.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd rather date someone a bit more normal, which is what I thought I was doing. But it turns out normal people can be narcissists
They're even
too.
worse.
Do you know what I mean? Like they're the worst ones. But
fucking everywhere.
But it's like for me, I feel like there's certain things that I was letting slide, that if I was to meet with someone new, I'd be like, no, I'm not doing. There was a lot of things. So basically, I think when I had my son, there was a lot of things that were happening, and I was like,
giving excuses.
If we didn't have Roman and this wasn't the case, would I have still been in the relationship? Do you know what I'm saying? Because there was definitely a lot of things that I was like turning a blind eye to, kind of letting slide, because I was like, all right, do you know, like it's like, is it that? It's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. But then, in hindsight, it was very early signs of like the bigger deal. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like I think now me going into relationships and like actually like wanting to find someone, I feel like I'm taking my time.
Yeah.
in doing it, rather than just like, because, do you know, to be fair, I'm not in a rush to get into a relationship and settle down again and do all that kind of stuff. I'm very much content in like where I currently am. Like I'm focused on my work, I'm focusing on my son, and I feel like those are the most important things to me at this current time. I feel like me being in love and wanting to do all that kind of stuff, I don't necessarily feel that I actually need it.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether that's because of what's happened.
No, but I actually think it is acceptable to say that you're quite content being single. Like, I'm not single, but like, I don't. It's so interesting with the dating thing, and actually, I would imagine guys get slightly less pressure. People are shocked when I say I'm not bothered about marriage and kids. I mean, I'm 31. There's so much stuff I really want to do, and a lot of my friends are all married with babies. It's the last thing I want right now. Like, it really fucking is. But people start to get offended by it because, you know. But I think I don't know, being almost. You're better off being selfish and doing your own thing than getting into something that probably isn't right. You're wasting your time.
Exactly.
And not having fun.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, no, 100%.
So when the breakdown of your marriage happened, how did you like deal with it? Like,
at first I was like, just like in a state of shock. I went down and like, left the house, went down, I was at my mum's for like a week or something like that. And I was like, this is crazy, because all it was all of the posts on the blogs and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, everyone's sending me stuff, and then I'm getting all the messages. Like, I got like about 1 million messages, like just like, Mars, like, can't believe you're going through it, blah, we're by you, blah blah, like from bare people, from like actors and all these people. I'm like, everyone's seeing it, and I'm like, I was like, how has this girl done this to me? Like, it's crazy. But then literally, like, from talking to my mum, talking to like my mum, my 2 cousins, and like the boys from the squad, like they were literally like every day just checking in. I was like, you know, like I'm good. At first, I tried to get myself into a headspace, because I was in 2 months. I was like, do I leave? Do I stay? Like, Roman, I'm thinking about all these different things. I'm getting all of the spill. Oh, if you leave, like you're gonna ruin Roman's life. I'm like, how am I gonna ruin Roman's life? Like, you've already done this. Like, you created a situation, and then like all of those things are going through my head, and I'm like, this is insane. So then I remember like going back, because obviously the house is mine. I was like I went back to the house because she wouldn't move out of the house, and I was in the house, and I was like just trying to like day-to-day thing, just be around my son. I was going to the gym every day, like literally I was going to the gym every day, sitting in the car park of the gym on the phone to my mum for an hour, just like talking about things. Started making music again, but I was making music, but I weren't really like in it. I weren't really in, my mind weren't really in it, but I was trying to do all of the things that kind of like made me like feel like I was doing something for myself. So like for like music, like I love making music, it's therapeutic. Like going to the gym, working on myself, talking to my mum, talking to my friends, because you got to talk. It's
a much healthier way to deal with it. I mean,
you've kind of got to talk it out. Even though I was having to like see her like on a regular, like every day, I was like,
see, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Like, that would be, and this is like not an awful thing to say, but you know, like, because when you when you break up with someone, it's grief, but they're still fucking breathing.
Yeah.
And you've got a child. Like,
literally,
it's really not ideal.
Like the thing is we're like connected for the rest of our lives. Because Roman is part of both of our lives, isn't it? And like, even though whatever's gone on, we both want the best for him, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I was literally just like going through the motions of like every day, just trying to get myself into a mindset. But then even when I was doing that, there were certain things that were being said and certain things that were being done that were the red flags that I would have originally been ignoring because we've got our son, that were becoming more evident to me. And I was like, because I don't need that energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because what like you've done something wrong to me, but you're trying to make me feel like I'm the person who's making the worst choices in life because of what you've done to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's people that make you feel bad
for their shit
about things that they've done to you. It's narcissism, and do you know what I mean? So like that's when it became kind of evident to me that I'd been dealing with this, but it was never going to change. It was never going to change. So I had to take myself out of the situation. So then it got to a point when I was just like, you know what, like, I can't do this anymore.
Because did you and ah about trying to make it work?
Yeah, 100, like 1,000,000%, like, because like there was, because Roman was free at the time. Yeah, he was free at the time. So Roman was free, and I'm thinking to myself like, I'm hearing all of the oh, like, you can't do this to Roman. You can't. I'm like, I'm not the one who's done this to Roman, but it's like, I was feeling like I was like me making a choice for myself to get myself into a better place was gonna be
for Roman long term.
But then when I did finally make the choice, I realized that all of the things that I was being told were just what that other person needed to like, make their life not as bad. Do you know what I mean? Because if I stayed, then there's no change.
This is where I think it's really hard, and I think it must be such a. I think, well, when like there's whatever reasons it is, but if people are unhappy together and you have a kid, the concern of people thinking that it will do damage, you splitting up. Not that I've got kids or will ever know, but think you'll actually probably do more damage being in an unhappy environment because that child is in that and will pick up on it.
And honestly, that was definitely the thing because I remember there being moments when it's like things were being said and an argument could be happening, but I'm thinking, Romans, that I'm not going to be having this argument, so I'll just leave. I'll just walk out and just be like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But because I was realizing that was what would be the case, because nothing would have been sorted out, there would have been no time to think and have a deep thoughts about anything that was going on. If I was to stay in that environment and just like make that normal, resentment was set in.
Yeah.
All of the negative things that you don't want your children to be seeing would have been happening, and I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because Roman's more important to me than whatever this is, because whatever this is wasn't meant to be, because if it was meant to be, the things that happened wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I remember just being like, cool, we're calling it a day. I'm filing, like, we're just gonna have to move on.
Oh my God, fuck, you were married, of course you were, sorry. I kept thinking you were just in a relationship.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, of course, sorry.
Yeah. So literally, like, so we separated, us, like, filed for divorce and all that kind of stuff. I was going through it, and then All Stars called, and then they were like, hey Mars,
timing is impeccable.
We've seen there's some stuff going on. So I was like, yeah, no, why not? Like, do you know what I mean? It was one of the best times of my life.
Yeah.
And then I done it, and I was like, yeah, didn't really need to do this, but it was a good holiday.
Also, probably a good distraction, to be honest, as well.
It was 4 weeks in South Africa. You can't complain.
Yeah.
So done that. Came back off the show. Everyone was like, "Oh, like he's definitely leaving her." Then I was like, I mean, it was kind of like my announcement that, because I hadn't spoken about anything, like, so throughout the whole thing I didn't mention. I'd not.
Oh, did no one in then? But they knew you weren't together.
No. On the show, on the show, but I'm talking about publicly. So obviously everything started at the end of February 2024.
Yeah.
And then like obviously there were stories coming out, people this, that, the other. I'd never spoken in public about anything that was going on.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I'm not feeding any of the press's thing, like, do you know what I mean? So then when I done the show, it was like kind of like my announcement, oh, like, so he's definitely like they've definitely split up then, because everyone was like, oh, he's staying with her and this, that, the other. Everyone's making their own assumptions for the situation. So obviously done the show, came off the show, and then
was she fucked off that you did the show?
Yeah, she was super pissed. She was super pissed. But it's like
karma.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? But the maddest thing is, like, the maddest thing about doing a show was, like, I done the show, but I kind of like done it just to like kind of like give myself like a confidence boost to be like, oh, like, you're still, you know what I mean, you're still fit, Mars. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
no, because
you know
it was,
I mean?
but I think guys really probably don't talk about it, but the knock to your confidence when actually it's nothing to, I mean, I don't know, people cheat for whatever reasons it is, but it tends to be about their own shit, not really about the other person. Yeah. Like, it's them feeling it as an insecurity of theirs, which in turn just makes the other person feel insecure. Yeah. It's very, but I always wondered, like, I always wonder how couples, when there is a sort of cheating or someone like infidelity or whatever, some couples do try and make it work. Do you think that is something you could ever do? Not specifically with your ex-wife, but if you were in a situation where you really did love someone and they cheated, could you get to a point where you could actually still be together?
Do you know what? I personally, I think for me, if something like that happens, I 100% feel like it's not like, I wouldn't be able to do it if it was the right person. And if I was the right person for them, they wouldn't be able to do it to me. So I think, I do get when people try to make it work. I've got friends who have made situations work, but it's like, I think it comes down to like differences in how you feel about yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think for me it was like, because of the public the publicity of like if it was behind closed doors, maybe I might have had more things to make it work. But it's because of the absolute zero care for like me in the situation of doing what you were doing. You knew by all means it could always come out that you was doing this thing. So the public humiliation, the embarrassment of it, all of your friends finding out like via social media, rather than me telling people what's going on. It's like all of that just kind of fed into like you've not cared about me in this situation. Do you know what I mean? So I think in that situation I was always like I can't go back into that. I can't go back into that. And I feel like the next relationship I do get into, I feel like I'd probably take a lot of time to just make sure that I know this person in and out fully. There's no fakeness going on. If I do see like the signs early, then
take those fuckers seriously.
Take those seriously, because like, do you know what I mean? Like you can let things slide because you're thinking, it's just a little phrase or a little incident here, a little incident there, and then and then just ignoring it, and then like down the line it comes back to bite you in the butt. So maybe it's best to just be observant to everything that this person is doing, work them out before you get into
anything too heavy.
Before I get into anything too heavy again.
What would your advice be to anyone who's currently gone through a breakup / been cheated on, more guy related probably, to like give yourself more confidence and feel better about yourself? I think with those situations, if you've been through a breakup and things, you know, you've been cheated on, your confidence is knocked, whatever it is, don't ever look at it like obviously you can look at it, you might have been in deep love and all of these different things, but that person obviously didn't love you the way that you loved them. Such a bitter pill to swallow, isn't it? I mean, like sometimes you've just got to accept it. But with that, don't see that as a thing against you. See that as the universe and God telling you something,
and opening up a path to say that person wasn't for you. There's probably better things out there for you, and focus on yourself. And by focusing on yourself, you'll make yourself better. You'll turn yourself into the person that you want to be more. And then you'll attract someone who's better than the person you was attracting when you wasn't who you thought you was. You know what I mean? Like you know, like where you was then, you'd be like every day we grow. Every day you learn something new. Every day you
because you also better. When you're in a situation like that, you tend to view yourself the way you're treated. So, and it really devalues you.
Definitely. In life, there's always room to achieve more, to be more. And I think sometimes to do those things, it's good to be single because you've got the time that you can focus your energy onto yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like now me, my like all of the energy that I was taking from me and putting into my ex and my son, the energy that I was putting into my ex, I've got that now to like kind of like feed back into myself. Whereas before I was just trying to do it all and leaving nothing. I was like just like running on empty basically because I was giving so much. But now obviously like I still pour into my son like every day, like he's my life and joy, he's everything. But I think I've got a bit more to kind of like focus on myself. So now I'm doing more of the things that I want to do and like focusing more of my energy into the things that I should have been focusing my energy into, because I'm no longer.
I think that's the other hard thing though, when you get into a relationship, and some people probably don't, but it's very easy to forget about yourself and you just suddenly 100%. Like prioritize them and 100%. Then realize that it's actually.
This is the thing. When there's a lot of relationships. If you're in a relationship where the person you're with, they're supportive of you and you're supportive back to them, and they're happy for you to like be like working on yourself and building whatever it is that you need to build together, that's a great relationship. But then there's some relationships where you can be doing something and that person comes into your life, but they don't want you to. They'd rather you focus all of your energy onto them opposed to focusing it onto yourself. By doing that, you kind of like stagnate what you've been doing to make this person's life everything that they want. I literally because hands down, I gave everything that my ex wanted. She got house, kids, marriage, everything. I like me and my cousin Lawrence used to say, I'm never getting married. I'm never getting married. I'm never getting married. I met her and I was like, I really want to be married by the time I'm this. I was like, all right, cool, I got ya. Sweet, know what I mean? Did it all. And it's like like doing it and then looking back being like, I really wish I didn't do that. But at the same time, lessons are there to be learned. You know what I mean? You got to learn your lessons in some sort of way, and like sometimes you got to go. You got to go to that place to be like, all right, cool. You went there, that happened. So now, if you don't want to get married, you don't need to get married. If you meet someone that you wanna that you really want to marry because they're like, this is actually the person I should have married in the first place, do it. But for me now, I'm kind of like, marriage doesn't mean what it used to mean. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think I completely agree with you, and like I think it's so. But I think a lot of the breakdown of a lot of marriages is infidelity, and unfortunately I think people don't, it's almost like it's not taken seriously. And not. I look at like my parents who've been together for 33 years, and it's like, now, what's that expression, if it ain't broken don't fix it kind of thing. But now like people don't, I don't know, it doesn't seem to hold the value it once did.
100%.
It's sad.
It's like my mum and dad have been together for 43 or 44 years, and it's like when I see them, I'm like,
it's amazing, and then that's what you want.
That's why I did it, because I was like, oh, like we got Roman now. But
do you just think actually because of the way life is and how things have changed, and because of social media, life itself generally is just a lot harder, and there's so much out there. I think before, like I'm like, I don't know. I think it is just life, and like the options are endless. People always think the grass is greener. There's always someone else coming along, and I don't know. It's a hard, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel it's definitely a much harder world to navigate. Well, like a lot of things have become a lot easier for you to do. You can do like social media's made it's easier to like connect with people and whatever it is. But at the same time, being able to connect with that many people. From that many different places and all of that different stuff, it's made it so you're like a relationship you're in, you're seeing all these girls on Instagram being like, oh, look at me, I'm on a yacht in Dubai and doing this, that, the other, and you could be in a great relationship, but then you're thinking to yourself,
I think it fucks with your head actually, because then suddenly it makes you think, hang on a minute, maybe I'd like to be doing that, or maybe I'd like to be on a ranch with a cowboy, or maybe I'd like to all this different stuff. What do you think the one thing that you learned the most about yourself through heartache?
I feel like I'm a very resilient person. I feel like, honestly, the person I was when it first happened to the person I am today, like I feel like I've grown in so many ways, but I feel like I've done it from such a place of like I've done it with decorum. Like that's one thing I'll say. Like I could have been on Instagram being like, this, that, the other, blah blah blah.
Yeah, what's your view on that quickly?
Everything.
Have you ever announced a breakup on Instagram?
Nope.
What is your view on people doing that?
Like, I feel like it's your private life. Like, if you're doing it for Instagram, you're doing it for everyone else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all of this stuff happened to me, and like, there's so many things that I could have just been like exposing, saying this and saying that. And I'm like, why am I giving these people information about my private life? I don't need to do it. Like for me, it's not something I want to do, because I don't want the post up and then the blogs are like retweeting it and all of these things. I'm like, I don't need that. Like I think if it's happening in your private life and it's a private thing, you don't need to like go and be. I think
talking also
too
airing
much.
One's dirty laundry only ever really just breeds more drama.
Exactly. Like you're just making the other person who you're in whatever the situation with, they're gonna get angry, or they're gonna be upset, or they're gonna get thinking, and then they're gonna reply. And then everyone's going to be chiming on them, and then they're going to be telling their side of a story that might not necessarily be the truth, but they're going to be telling their side of the story. Then it just becomes
one thing that's turned into something completely crazy.
I mean, it's long.
It's well, I mean, I'm going to be honest. You've had quite a 2 years. It's been a lot. I feel for you. You seem very content with where you are now.
Yeah, no.
But I am sorry about that with your marriage. I think it's shit and it's hard.
Do you know what? It's been hard. It's been tough, but I think, like I said, everything happens for a reason. And
you've got your son.
No, I mean, my son, like obviously, like my son, like he lives with me, so it's like that situation is just such a. I'm very happy that the situation is how it is. Do you know what I mean? Because like we've obviously got a really strong bond, and like I mean, he's thriving. He's doing really well at school and stuff. So I'm just
Amazing.
I'm just good.
And anything exciting coming up this year? Your new single, when's it coming out?
Yeah, so it's gonna be dropping on March the 13th, which is a Friday. It's not gonna be on Lucky. It's gonna do really well. But yeah, like it's so like I work on different projects throughout the year, but this is like it's house music.
Yeah.
But sick vocals called Framework. It's for all the gym girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean, I'll send it for you. You obviously go to the gym. You hit the gym.
I'm a bit on the treadmill with a
There
ciggy.
you go,
Yeah.
treadmill. Put in your headphones. You're gonna be loving it. But yeah, like that's gonna be coming out on the 13th of March, and then me and the squad we're gonna be announcing a tour. Like I said,
Amazing.
for the end of the year. So I think that's gonna be getting announced in March as well. So
Exciting.
yeah,
There's a lot of good things happening.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on Private Parts.
Thanks for
for
having
all
me.
of that.
It's fun.
That's been great. Thank you.